I think Nikon might have just made the camera of 2025. I've been out in Morocco for the past week with the Nikon ZR, and I just packed one lens in a tiny little bag, and that is it. Literally just landed last night, so this is all fresh, just my first impressions after a week of actually shooting with it. And whilst I was out there, even just looking back at this massive screen, I could tell that this camera is something special. The way it holds detail in the shadows and the highlights, the colors, they're just spot on. It looks great straight off the bat, even with the light assist on. And because you can literally see how good it is whilst you're shooting because of that giant screen, it gives you that extra layer of confidence that if it looks good in camera, then it's going to look even better when you start color grading it. It honestly reminds me of my RED Komodo. With that camera, I always had this confidence that whatever I pointed it at would look unbelievable. And the ZR gives me that same feeling, but in a body that's smaller, lighter, shoots 50 frames instead of 25, has autofocus, and I can literally take it on holiday. Like, that's crazy. And when I got back home, I started looking through the footage and I instantly saw that red magic again. That proper cinematic depth I always loved about my Komodo. I opened it up in Premiere, threw on the Dehancer plugin, picked the Komodo X profile because they share a very similar color space. I chose my film look, nudged the contrast a bit, and that was it. It just looked right. And the colors out of this camera, unreal. They've got this proper richness and separation that you usually only get on much larger and more expensive cameras like the Komodo X or the RED Raptor. Now, to be clear, I've only had this thing for a week, and I was testing it entirely using RED RAW. I haven't actually used it on a paid client project yet, so I still need to see how it handles a proper commercial environment before I start throwing around big claims. But from what I've seen so far, the potential is definitely there. People online keep complaining about the file sizes. And yeah, they're big, but come on. You've got RED RAW, NRAW, ProRes RAW, ProRes, and H.265. You've got every format you could ever need. I'd rather have that option than not. And at 1,600 quid, which is what I paid because I got it grey import, having that flexibility is ridiculous. And that's what blows my mind. This image, this color, the amount of control you get for what I paid £1,600 is absolutely nuts. You're getting the results that look like they come from a Komodo X, but it's in your backpack. But the screen cannot be talked about enough. It's bright, it's sharp, and big enough that you can actually see if you've nailed focus, which is something I've struggled with on many of my cameras, and I love to use an external monitor, but this is the first camera, other than maybe a Blackmagic pocket camera, that I feel like you don't actually need an external monitor. And it makes such a difference when you're trying to travel light. And that's the thing with this camera. It's tiny, but it gives you that huge cinematic image. I was walking around Morocco shooting RED RAW, handheld, and no one noticed. They probably thought I was taking a few photos from my nan, but I'm actually shooting 50 frames per second RED RAW footage. That is ridiculous. It actually reminds me a lot of when the Komodo OG came out. Everyone said, it's not meant to be an A camera. It had quirks, you had to rig it up, the media was old and expensive, but people grew to love it. And it's still loved now, years later. I feel like this Nikon is in that same space. It's new, it's a bit weird, it's got its quirks. Believe me, it's got its quirks. But the image is so good that people will hopefully forgive all of that. Because over time, this could easily become that kind of same cult classic. It's honestly one of the most exciting cameras I've used for ages, probably since that RED Komodo. For the price, nothing else even comes close. But there are definitely already a couple of quirks I've noticed, like the autofocus speed and a weird blackout screen thing. So I'll be definitely diving into those a bit deeper soon. So make sure you subscribe for more Nikon ZR content that's coming. This camera's like if a Sony ZV E1 and a Komodo X had a kid. I love it. And on that note, I will see you in the next one.